Hello everybody, it's me Nosy. As you can see, it's a bit of a strange position. I'm actually sat in my kitchen at the moment. I'm going to do a Transformers review on something I bought from Auto Assembly 2014, the Minicon Assault Team 30th anniversary. Stay tuned. Okay, so obviously this all came with, it came with a comic book. I haven't actually read this comic book yet, so I'm not going to review that just yet. I may come back maybe in a part 2. Okay, so the pack, obviously, you've seen the comic book, it comes with 3 individual, just had to run upstairs to get the box, I've forgotten what they call them. Right, so it comes with this guy who transforms into a tank. Hopefully you can just see that very nicely, hopefully. This guy is called Heavy Tread. Comes with this really funky helicopter, which I think is just awesome. How they've been able to do that in such a small scale is brilliant. That guy is called Wind Shear, I believe. Wind Shear. Last but not least, Runway, this guy. Hopefully again if you can just see that guy. Very cool. Considering these are meant to be mini-bots, you know, they are the size roughly of a scout class, which is brilliant. And, well, the old scout class, if you remember the scout class, we're just a little bit bigger than the Legends, and it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. And they each, obviously, like I just showed you, they each have their own alt modes, and they have their own robot modes. So, who should I start off with first? Heavy Tread. As you can see, he transforms into some sort of maybe like a Rhino type tank, because the Rhino tank has this quite similar, or is it the Challenger tank? I don't know, but there's a tank out there that has a very similar front end, but very cool. There's no posability or any movability at all, except that it does go up and down here on the turret, but it doesn't turn anywhere. It does have like a couple of wheels underneath, so it is a little bit like rollful, but the only thing is that slight design problem is that obviously that's the guy's head. Hopefully you can just see it there. That is the guy's head, and you can swivel that around, and the more you can swivel it either way, it's still kind of hitting the floor, so you don't really get much of a plush like rolling on it, because that is essentially dragging on the floor. But I don't really care. For what it is a bloody great representation. So moving on again, the next guy, alt mode again, Wind Shear. Let's get a good look at this guy again. Absolutely fantastic. There is blades, wind blades, whatever you want to call them. They go around, as well as this goes around a little bit, but not as free as these. Again, no posability at all, because obviously everything just combines in this beautiful little helicopter mode. Runway, absolutely fantastic. Meant to be representation maybe of something similar to like Starscream's alt mode. Just awesome. Again, no posability, no articulation while in this mode at all, except for the gun does move. That's more or less it. So yes, that's that. Okay, so Heavy Tread, here he is in his robot mode. Hopefully you can just see that very nicely. I am trying to do it as best as I possibly can in the angle I've got. So this guy is probably the least posable, or should I say the least articulated in his robot mode than the other two. This guy obviously, when combined, becomes the legs, the bottom half or bottom part, which are more or less the legs. So yeah, you see his little head there, don't know if you can just see the head sculpt, I'm not sure. But all you've got in this mode is you got in and out, because that's the way it goes into the alt mode, and you've just got 360 swivel of the arms. You do have a bit of movement in the legs, but yeah, nothing much at all. But as you can see, the colour scheme is very nice. You got this like green, which is carried out throughout the rest of the armada, if you want to call them that. You've got the lovely green, like a military type green. Then you've got the yellow bits here and there, and the black. It just all works. And you've got like a minicon symbol on his arm there as well. So now let's get Runway into his alt mode. Okay, so here is Runway in his robot mode. Absolutely fantastic. Again, this guy has a lot more. You can probably tell without me even telling you that this guy's got a lot more articulation. There's no head articulation on any of them, but it does have this guy has a very good ball joint in his arms, so you get good movability in and out of the arms. You also get a very good, you can get a Perceptor kick type of style out of the legs, and it has a good knee joint. As you see how much they can bend. That is more or less due to going into the alt mode anyways, because of this like a hollowed bit out at the back of the leg, so it helps to fold up. And again, that is it. You know, just beautifully articulated, so this guy can get a lot of posability out of. Now, let's get into the robot mode of Wind Shear. Okay, so Wind Shear is the next guy to see in his alt mode. It's robot mode. So Wind Shear in his robot mode, he is awesome. I'm going to have to try and bring him a little bit closer because he's so small. Hopefully you can just see it without me going out of focus or anything, because I can't see behind the camera. Just awesome. Again, you've got this beautiful colour scheme. Like you got yellow, the green, black. Minicon symbols on the back of him on this guy. Just really cool. I mean, he's got a good bit of stability because this is the back end of the helicopter adds as a bit more of a third leg, so to speak, so you can keep him nicely stood up. Articulation on this guy is awesome as well. A good ball joint on the arms. Really, really, really good piece of movability. Again, no head movement. But look at that. Again, Perceptor kick. He got so much, such a free amount of you know, can type of movability. He got, again, really good knee, because obviously that is going into helicopter mode. So that's Wind Shear. Now basically they each came with a weapon. I believe, let me just check. This is a big like double barrel weapon that belongs to Runway. On the box it's a little bit misleading. These front bits are yellow, and it would have been cool if they'd have made them yellow, because it would have gone a hell of a lot better with the colour scheme. So this minigun, we've got this minigun as well. This obviously goes with Wind Shear. And last but not least, this, obviously you saw it earlier, this is his big massive rifle thing that goes with Heavy Tread. Now these things combine to make the big massive weapon. So first of all, this is the base, what you start off with. Then you put the minigun underneath in a little port underneath there. You go like that. This, goes on the top like that, I think. Yep. And then on the bottom, this goes underneath. And there it is combined, hopefully. I don't know if it's in the right order, but that is the way I like it. It looks pretty cool in that order. Or you can have it either way. That's the beautiful thing about this. They both got pegs underneath, so if you wanted the gun looking like that, then you could. But the real way, as it says on the back of the instructions, no, that is the true way. But you can also have it where he's holding the minigun part, So that's pretty cool. You can have it either way. I think that's pretty cool. Moving into the combination of the combiner. So I'm going to start off with heavy tread. So heavy tread, all you do with heavy tread is you turn him around to the back end where you've got more of a knee joint. Okay, so runway now. Okay, so there is runway in his combined position. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to combine heavy tread with runway. Roughly, heavy tread and runway combined. So now, last but not least, is wind shear, who basically is the head. So wind shear, you essentially just put him back into his alt mode. And here we are, my friends. Obviously, I forgot to show you, in the helicopter mode, obviously, the actual combiner head is tucked inside. You're just going to need to pull that bit out. Now, what I love is that there's barely any kibble. All there is just this bit of helicopter backpacky bit there, but it's so slimline. The only problem is, again, you do see heavy tread's head right out his arse. Pretty cool, not? But yeah, you can't really knock it. You know, there's a slight issue there where you can see heavy tread's head out his backside. But everything else is such in proportion. It all meets together very nicely. You've got a really good range of articulation. You've got elbow, you've got shoulder. Again, no head. But this time now, heavy treads now this, you can now get a very good range of leg movement and also knee, which allows you to pose the guy a little bit nicer. So the pièce de résistance is his weapon, which goes obviously into his fist. So whatever way you'd like it to go, if you want it to go minigun way in, which essentially is how it's supposed to be on the box. So I'm going to do that anyway for the review, just for the sake of it. So yes, there he is with his weapon. Big fuck off BFG. Big fucking gun. So yes, absolutely awesome. I love this little guy. He's probably next, because obviously I've got G1 Devastator. So, you know, he's probably coming up right up behind Devastator in my favourite combiners. I love Devastator. And I also want to get Menasor as well at some point. And I'd like to get the third party Menasor. That's awesome. But yes, look at this. Oh, it's awesome. Let me just try and get it as close so you can just get the benefit. The only issue again is that there's a lot of hollowness between the helicopter part and the torso bit here. You can see right through. But to be honest with you, this is a big leap forward in Hasbro. With Hasbro to try to bring more unique little mini-bots, combiners and everything like that. I love it. I think it's awesome. And hopefully once I've read the comic book, I will make a little review, part 2, just of the comic book on its own. So see you later. Peace. Goodbye.